Welcome to Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Tax Insight here on WOMT. Debbie joins us once again from Hawkins Ash. Debbie, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I can't complain. Thank you for taking a couple minutes here on today's program to talk to us all about the payroll services, the services you provide, when to outsource. There's a lot that Hawkins Ash allows, and so let's talk about specifically what type of payroll services do you provide for clients?
Well, we can provide pretty much anything that the client wants. We can prepare your entire payroll, make your liability payments, do your quarterly tax reporting, make garnishment payments. It just depends what you would like us to do. So if you like doing your own payroll but don't want to do your quarterly reports, we can do those for you. Or if you like to do your quarterly reports and just don't want to do W-2s, we can do those also. So it just depends what you need us to do for you.
So let me just ask you the question though, but why would a client have you do payroll? Isn't it just hours times the rate? It sounds simple in my opinion, but I'm probably missing something here.
Yep, you are. You're missing taxes. That's what the government likes. So whenever you get paid, there are taxes that need to be withheld from your employees' paychecks. So security tax, Medicare tax, federal withholding, and state withholding. Not only are there taxes that get withheld, there are taxes that the employer has to pay, which is the match to the Social Security, match to the Medicare, and then there's federal and state unemployment taxes. There's a 941 payment, which includes the federal withholding, the employee and the employer Social Security, the employee and the employer Medicare, and then the federal withholding. So that's your 941 payment that needs to be made to EFTPS. They request or have forced you now to do those payments online. The state withholding, that's remitted to the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. And then the unemployments, those the employer has to pay. State unemployment, the rate varies, but that's based on the first 14,000 of employee earnings each year. The federal rate of unemployment is 0.6%, and that's based on the first $7,000 of employee earnings each year. There are also different payment schedules, and your employees might have garnishments or child supports that need to be deducted from their pay.
So that is a lot more than what I was thinking. What happens if an employer offers benefits to their employees? How is that calculated in all of this?
And that is a very good question also. There are so many different benefits, different taxabilities of those benefits, different maximum amounts every year. So there's a lot to know about the things that the government is issuing on an annual basis. If you have a pre-tax health insurance plan that your employees have a deduction for, and it could be pre-tax if you have a Section 125 cafeteria plan. So that's one thing you need to know. Or if you don't have a plan and want to set up a cafeteria plan, you can. There's also, again, maximums. For 22, for example, if you have a 401k plan, anybody under the age of 50 can contribute $20,500. Anybody 50 or older can contribute an additional $6,500. So people over 50 get a maximum of $27,000. And these numbers change on an annual basis. So you want to make sure that you are looking up the right rates and have the right years, because it is very different from year to year.
So is there anything else that an employer really should know about? Because again, this is a lot of information.
Yeah, because there are also fringe benefits. And some of those fringe benefits are taxable, some are non-taxable. An S corporation, for example, has add backs regarding owner's health insurance, things like that. And maybe you might have a company car and the employee uses it for personal use. That's a fringe benefit, and that would had to be added back to the employee's W-2 and taxed. So there's a lot of different things about outsourcing payrolls. You want to make sure that if you're really uncertain when you're doing a payroll, you either want to outsource or ask the right question. At Hawkins Ash, we have 2 certified payroll professionals. They have passed a state test and have to have continuing education to keep up their license. And we rely on them heavily for questions throughout our offices. We also have different classes that we take on an annual basis. So if you've got questions, please call us or your accountant, because if you do payroll wrong and you're withholding incorrectly, the government can assess you penalties and interest that can get very, very costly.
Sure. Debbie, great information here on today's program. We do want to take a moment and invite listeners to connect with you guys if they want to learn more about these services. What is the best way of connecting with Hawkins Ash?
You can call your local Hawkins Ash office, ask them your question, and they can get you in touch with the correct associate at our firm.
And we'll talk to you next week here on Tax Insight on WOMT.
This has been Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs. Learn more online at hawkinsashcpas.com. Hawkins Ash CPAs, part of your business, part of your life.